The work that I had to do on the shroud arrived at a conclusive moment in my career and represents its highest moment, both for its significance and its importance. During my life, I have had in my hands ancient relics that are very dear to Christianity, such as the habit of St. Francis of Assisi, the tunic worn at the moment of St. Anthony of Padua's death, and the holy tunic of Trier. All of these have had a great importance for their intrinsic significance, and also for the specific problems that each of these objects posed. However, the Shroud of Turin poses its own specific problem. What we are dealing with is a beautiful ancient linen cloth, and upon this cloth an image is impressed, the image of a man. The background of the cloth is slightly yellow, and the colour of the image is of the same nature, only a certain degree more intense. If we wish to conserve the shroud in a useful manner, we must guarantee that there is a visible difference between the background colour and that of the image. Should one reach the point in which the contrast decreases, that is, the point in which the two grades of colour blend with each other, we would no longer see the image and would no longer have the shroud. If one wishes to guarantee the visibility of this image, we must act in a manner that does not accentuate the cloth's background oxidation process, because this would make it even darker and would approach the shade of the image. It is therefore essential that the image stays as it is, distinct from the background. To this end, we began by laying out the shroud in a chest and surrounding it with an atmosphere, not of oxygen, but of argon. This, however, was not sufficient, because we ascertained that, above all under the patches, there was an increased danger of damage to the linen fabric itself, through the progressive oxidation and carbonization process. When looking through the Holland cloth, and therefore not onto the shroud's surface, we realized that the presence of carbon-based substances under the patches was considerable, so much so that it passed through the Holland cloth itself. This meant that there was the need to decide what to do, because it seemed as though we couldn't go ahead at this stage. The Conservation Commission had debated the problem for a long time, for years. How was it possible to eliminate the inconvenience of the presence of damaging material? And, step by step, the conviction was reached that it was necessary to remove both the patches and the Holland cloth, because, by doing this, we were convinced that the image would be safeguarded better. The difficulty was that of taking the decision to remove these components that were external to the shroud, because the removal of both the Holland cloth and the patches did not present any particular problems. After what had been done, I think that we have to proceed according to the plan that had been drawn up. The presence of the shroud within the reliquary, surrounded by an oxygen-free atmosphere, should ensure that the oxidation process proceeds very, very slowly and almost comes to a halt, thanks also to the cleaning that we carried out. This cleaning removed all possible sources of further pollution from the shroud. It seems that we can truly say, with the knowledge we have, and according to all the knowledge available today, that we did the best job that we could possibly have done. In work of this kind, it is inevitable that emotions run high. However, in this case, it is necessary to do everything possible to distance yourself from them, so that the work is as objective as possible. A parallel can be drawn with the situation a doctor finds himself in when he must treat or even operate on a member of his family. He must try to forget who the person is, otherwise he will lose the peace of mind necessary to finish his work.